Ladies and friends, welcome to Magsulay Elementary School second virtual graduation moving up ceremony with the theme Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. To start with, let us have the processional. Let us all welcome the teaching force of Magsulay Elementary School headed by the young and active OIC Mr. Ruem Suaren Maglangit. Now let us have the doxology, to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem and the Bayawan Hymn.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You will led me through the fire, and in darkest night you were close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God, yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God, yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing, oh God, 'cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. With every breath, oh, for all my days.
Moving forward, let us hear a words of welcome from the SPG President of Magsulay Elementary School, Rica A. Davao.
Our very motherly Division Superintendent of Bayawan City Division, Madam Lilani Tecabera, CISO 6, ever supportive and smart PSDS of Cluster 5, Dr. Sixto Ricky G. Ausan, the teaching force of Magsulay Elementary School, headed by the young and active OIC, Mr. Wem S. Maglang. Very supportive Barangay Captain, Honorable Nicolas D. Aragon, active PTA President, Mrs. Juveline I. Canoy, our keynote speaker, Mrs. Loveline B. De Leon, dear parents, classmates, ladies and friends who are watching us right now. A blessed day to all of us. It gives me great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you today in this very important day of our elementary lives. Our virtual graduation with today's graduation theme, strengthening the quality of education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Graduation ceremonies are a time for both celebration and for giving thanks. I'm very much hoping that we, my dear classmates, will consider this success as the first step in achieving greater in the future. May that we will not forget to thank those people who have helped us to reach this milestone in our lives. Support and love us unconditionally, because in real sense, our success is their success too. This COVID-19 pandemic can't hinder us in pursuing and achieving our dreams. We just keep believing and praying that all our heart desire will be granted and fulfilled. So in behalf of the graduating class for the school year 2020-2021, my warmest virtual welcome to all of you. Let us celebrate today with rejoicing, thanksgiving, and with hope in our heart. So sit back, relax, and enjoy watching, guys. Thank you so much, and once again, good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Rika, for that very warm welcome. Meanwhile, let us hear the messages from our beloved DepEd Secretary, Ma'am Leonor M. Briones, and to be followed with a warm message of our dear Division Superintendent, Ma'am Leilani T. Cabrera, CESO 6.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so, thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded. In addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning, and you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So, congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face to face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many, many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be sure, be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Quality education, a key to a nation's future. Good afternoon, students, faculty and staff, school administrators, and parents. Today, we mark the triumph of all in the journey of our students in another benchmark tick-off in their life goals. In the face of national and global health crisis and the threat to economic collapse, we begin to think about the role of education in earnest when our fellow countrymen are deciding whether to send their children to school or help them hawk their wares to put food on the table. Some of us may place education in the back seat in the face of physical immediate need. Yet, this is also the best time to rethink the value of education. We have so often heard of leaders harp on the value of education, and yet we still take pains in making it truly valuable and effective. Education has always been the primary mover of a society. It is an equalizer. If two students are given the same opportunity of good education, we can expect them to perform well, if not exactly the same level, but on equal terrain and terms, so to speak. Yet education may be our greatest failing too. A disrupted education may be a threat to societies. The United Nations estimates over 1 billion students who have not gone to school, as schools in over 160 countries were closed since the pandemic began, and over 40 million children worldwide have missed out on their critical preschool year. As education offers opportunities of personal development and development of society, an education gone wrong may also be the key to a society's undoing. What kind of education then do we need? We need education to thrive on even in this pandemic. And we need education to be of good quality. This is a tall order. This means we have to toil to surmount barriers as poor funding, lack of learning materials, lack of virtual and physical classrooms, conflict and order, hunger and poverty, teacher training, geographical distance, and many more. It is not education per se that we need to propel the nation to progress. It is education at its best and nothing less, for how can student A compete with student B if student A missed out on lessons, say for example 3, 7, 10, and 12? If both students take a national qualifying exam, who do you think performs better between the two? Understanding of quality varies from country to country, from culture to culture, but most tend to agree on three fundamental principles: the need for relevance, the need for equity of access and outcome, and the need for proper observance of individual rights. These three principles that UNESCO observed to be fundamental in the definition of quality education cover parameters from enabling inputs to context, from learner characteristic to outputs. As students, are we learning relevant skills and knowledge for the 21st century? As teachers, are we up to date with our readings, strategies, and assessment? As students, do we have equal access to learning materials and technological infrastructures to better understand our lessons? As teachers, have we ensured equal access to learning materials and technological infrastructures to all our students? As students, do we have the enthusiasm and industry to learn? As teachers, do we have the enthusiasm and industry to share what we know? As students, are we fair to our classmates? Are we honest and fair even to our competitors? As teachers, are we honest and fair in our dealings with our students? As administrators, are we giving justice to the parents' hard-earned money? Are our policies fair and observant of our students, teachers, and parents' rights? Education is a basic right, but when our answers to the foregoing questions posed earlier predominantly say no, or when we are unable to convincingly say yes to all of them, then we are depriving our children of a basic right. Education is a basic right, and it has to be of good quality. Admittedly, our hurdles in the third world are more. Hence, our labors are more. Yet, we have our spirit to drive us to progress. Such spirit must be nurtured to instill in our students love for learning, love for country, love for fellow men, love for the law, love for progress, love for tolerance and understanding, love for creation, love for life, love for family, and above all, love for what is godly and right. These are not fallback options or last resort or fail-safe options we revert to when we all else fail. Rather, I see this as aspects within our control and thus can be harnessed. Material requisites such as funding, physical classrooms, law and order, for the most part, may be beyond our control. But our spirit are ours to nurture and grow. Hence, it is my fervent wish and prayer for you graduates to hold on to your spirit, nurture it, and let it grow to be loving of what is just, beautiful and true, intelligent and godly. Congratulations to all!
At this juncture will be the presentation of the Magsulay Elementary School completers and graduating class for the school year 2020-2021 by Sir M.S. Maglangit, and after which will be the confirmatory message of Dr. Sixto Ricky J. Ausan, the PSDS of Cluster 5.
Lab Schools Division Superintendent of Bayawan City Division, Madam Lilani T. Cabrera, CISO 6, to our ever supportive Public Schools District Supervisor of District 5, Dr. Sixto Ricky G. Ausan, may I have the honor to present to you the kindergarten candidates for moving up for school year 2020-2021. We have 21 boys and 21 girls with a total of 42 who have successfully completed the requirements for kindergarten prescribed by the Department of Education for K-12 curriculum through modular distance learning. Thank you.
As the District Supervisor of Bayawan City Division, after careful scrutiny of the requirements submitted in my office, I have found that you have completed the requirements for moving up. I therefore certify that these kinder candidates for moving up of Magsulay Elementary School, with 21 boys and 21 girls, a total of 42, have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the department and by the authority vested in me as the representative of Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Lilani T. Cabrera, CISO 6, and having been presented by the school head and duly certified by the PSDS, that you have completed the basic requirements prescribed by the Department of Education under the Basic Education Curriculum. I now confirm you, kinder completers of Magsulay Elementary School for school year 2020-2021. Congratulations! As the district...
The Magsulay Elementary School completers for the school year 2020-2021. Amahit John Ezekiel Milares, Bahardo Mark June Bahardo, Bayot Zion Scott Faborada, Boynafe Vince Ray Santo, Calyao Justin Lacson, Cañete Remart Barot, Canlubo Aljon Isola, De La Torre Daniel Kadungog, Grapa James Panolin, Guardiano Francis Dwayne Martisano, Madersi Ronnie Terania, Michina Ronald Iscala, Minot Jasmel Rex Feo. Oracion Kent David Rodriguez. Oriendo Jayan Patrice. Panulin Gelord Obanyana. Rodriguez Ivan Timothy Panulin. Santa Ana Loie Zian Relasa. Tortal Joros Asibron. Villanueva Gerald Litiheo. Yap Jemmy Alindahaw. Bahardo Chena Binghit. Baldidara Colen Bilara. Binigay Haneli Orzoa. Kanduli Chris Azel. Katid Michelin Lacson. Kulanag Elarim Calago. Imit Bituel Jane Catalonia. Iskala Erich Iniquela. Ferrer Precious Arian May Bitong. Garing Chris Izel Canduli. Lacson Kathleen Orzoa. Lacson Kiana Gwain Barrega. Lopez Ridge Ogatis. Michena Rica Iskala. Ohoylan Antoinette Di Sevilla. Pasia Shello Gahano. Kitani Isaiah Jacel Midriano. Kitos Kian Kate Makalipay. Rapana Mary Jane Biazon. Sudario Jasmine Venjola. Suito Joanna Ordeneza. Tugdang Maria Kathleen Duran. And Yanko Angel Rose. Congratulations!
To our beloved Schools Division Superintendent of Bayawan City Division, Madam Lilani T. Cabrera, CISO 6, our ever supportive and understanding Public Schools District Supervisor of District 5, Dr. Sixto Ricky G. Ausan, may I have the honor to present to you the candidates for graduation for school year 2020-2021 with 26 boys and 18 girls with a total of 44 who have successfully completed the requirements prescribed by the Department of Education for K-12 curriculum through modular distance learning. Thank you.
As the District Supervisor of Bayawan City Division, after careful scrutiny of the requirements submitted in my office, I have found that you have completed the requirements for graduation. I therefore certify that these grade 6 candidates for graduation of Magsulay Elementary School with 28 boys and 18 girls, a total of 46, have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the department and by the authority vested in me as the representative of Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Lilani T. Cabrera, CISO 6, and having been presented by the school head and duly certified by the PSDS that you have completed the basic requirements prescribed by the Department of Education under the Basic Education Curriculum. I now confirm you, elementary graduates of Magsulay Elementary School, for school year 2020-2021. Congratulations!
At this point of time, let us witness the distribution of certificates for graduation and the giving of awards for outstanding and deserving grade 6 pupils.
Grade 6 Mapagmahal under the advisory of Mrs. Cherilyn B. Delphine. Calibo Jan Albert Cortez. Campos Jeso Marie Joseph Sabanal.
Service awardee.
Caniedo Liubert J. Bakang.
Service awardee.
Kuli Julo Paila. Espiritu Angelo Vindula. Lopez Mike Lawrence Shalongo. Mandalones Arven Iscala. Medriano Haya Gamarcha.
With honors.
Patres Jomari Calibo. Raimaro Chino Kadungog. Rontal Jeff Gapol. Sastri Jan Pinez, Egonia Jacinth James Pasigna-Signa,
With honors and service awardee.
Cabasa Jessime Delgado, Compassion Jessime Maligon, Espirito Angela Vindiola, Fuentes Rosalinda Johnson, Garing Rochelle Marie Davao,
With honors and service awardee.
Labrador Leonie Berhino, Nerosa Marian Jane Lopez,
With honors, service awardee, and loyalty awardee.
Ramos Savrata Faye Kadongog,
With honors.
Tano Engine May Mahande,
With honors, service awardee, and loyalty awardee.
Grade 6 Masunorin under the advisory of Donna T. Silva, Bamboo Wester Vic, Bornalis Aljon Bungkalan,
Service awardee.
Enclonar Neil Brian Vindiola, Factor Prince Earl Joseph Labi,
Service awardee.
Mandalones Gestoni Catalunya, Narciso Rian de la Calzada, Pacanya Jeric Jess Robert Partosa,
With honors and service awardee.
Panagiton Ronnie Villanueva, Piniez Jan Carlo, Sanico Jan Eric Vergara, Sigi Arvin Jr. Balos, Tual Arwel Navarro, Yap Rene Alindahaw, Abapu Eliza May Diacosa,
With honors.
Davao Rica Alejo,
With honors, service awardee, and leadership awardee.
Espina Chloe Joy Manzera, Repi Beverly Jane Dorias, Rodriguez Faith Gonzalez,
With honors.
Rodriguez Luis Jaira Panulin, Santo Diana, Timbangan Mayan Redobla,
With honors.
Tinguha Larabel Mercasa,
With honors. There you have it. Congratulations, graduates and completers, and of course, to the proud parents. At this moment, let us have Marian Jane Elna Rosa to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good day, everyone. I am pleased and honored to introduce our keynote speaker for today's virtual graduation ceremony. Our keynote speaker studied her elementary education at Magsulay Elementary School, school year 2002-2003 with the flying colors. She graduated her secondary education at Nara National High School last 2008-2009. She studied at Negros Oriental State University, Bayawan, Santa Catalina Campus, taking up Associate in Computer Science and graduated last 2011-2012. A native of our beloved Barangay Nara, a beautiful youngest daughter of Pastor Loreto Bacang and Mrs. Elizabeth Bacang, a good wife of Mr. Raul de Leon, who is based now in Texas, USA, and now they have their little bundle of joy, Hosanna Sheba Bacang de Leon. Our keynote speaker is a woman of virtue and simplicity, a living inspiration to the young ones. Ladies and friends who are watching us right now, please help me in welcoming our beautiful keynote speaker, Mrs. Lovelyn Bacang de Leon.
To our dear principal, school heads, teachers, dear parents and guests, a pleasant afternoon. I am Loveland De Leon, a fellow alumnus of this alma mater. First, allow me to thank Ma'am Cherilyn Delphine for inviting me to be the guest speaker of today's momentous event. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to be speaking with you today, and I am glad to be part of today's significant occasion. the virtual commencement exercises of school year 2020-2021 of Magsulay Elementary School. Before I go further with my speech, may I first congratulate the graduates, for today marks the attainment of your dreams. Today is a proof that you have surmounted the challenges of elementary education, and you are the products of this unique period in our nation's education history when we were faced with a tremendous challenge in our learning delivery due to the pandemic. Lisod man, pero you managed to survive and overcome the obstacles and challenges this year has brought. Secondly, I want to congratulate you parents and guardians, for you are now harvesting the fruit of your sacrifices. You have done a big part in molding these young children from their birth until this very moment. I know that it has been quite challenging in your part in adapting this new normal landscape of education, kay kamo ang nahimo nga magtutudlo sa inyong mga anak sa tag sa ninyo kapanimalay. Pero saludo ko sa inyong dedikasyon, sakripisyo, ug panahon, ug sa inyong kooperasyon para ang inyong mga kabataan makapadayon sa ilang pagtuon. Likewise, I would like to congratulate the school heads, teachers, faculty and staffs who continue to brave the imminent danger posed by the COVID-19 virus to your health and your lives every day, just to make sure that our children do not stop from learning. You truly are today's real-life heroes. It has been over a year since we have this pandemic going around, and we are all affected by it. Our daily lives have changed tremendously. The impact of this pandemic on the quality of education was somehow frustrating, that forces educational institutions to become more adaptive. Thus, new method of teaching along with new accessible of platforms should be imposed. Good thing we have the best teachers, school personnel, selfless parents, and the great leaders of our community that help and support us to continue education despite these challenges. They provide different alternatives and support to make this education possible for everyone. The theme for today's commencement exercises, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic, is not simply about the use of various distance learning delivery modalities. I believe it speaks about the essentials that you continuously embody, such as your generosity and dedication for education. It speaks about providing the learning opportunities for our young learners amidst these trying times. I know that our parents had to play an active role in the learning process because they were the one to facilitate and guide their children through the modular lessons and that have been sent to the students while doing remote learning. Pero wala ninyo igsapayan ang risgo sa pagbalik-balik sa tunghaan, sa pagkuha o hatod sa mga learning materials and tools para sa inyong mga pinalanggang mga anak. Ug diha na pamatud-an ang inyong dakong gugma ug suporta para makalampo sa pag-eskwela ang inyong mga kaanakan. My dear graduates and completers, you are so blessed nga naamoy mga ginikanan nga naningkamot para makapadayon mo sa pagtuon, taliwala sa kalisod sa panahon, para lang mahatagan mo og maayo nga kaugmaon. When I was at your age, wala na ko mahatagi og dako nga pagtagad og wala na ko mahatagi og dako nga bili ang sakripisyo sa akong mga ginikanan. All I cared about was getting the things I need or I want for my studies. Things like everyday baon, new backpacks, notebooks, ball pens, and etc. I didn't realize the sacrifices and struggles they went through just to provide me the best education. I admit that I was once a headache to my parents. I wasn't the best students in my class because I didn't study enough. Therefore, I graduated without major awards or with flying colors. And I felt like I failed my parents in so many ways. Nevertheless, my parents never stopped supporting me. They sent me to high school and even college bisan mo na sa ginhawa. I thought it was impossible for me to get a degree because we didn't have a reliable source of income. But you know what? They did not tell me to stop studying. Instead, they encourage me to apply for a scholarship program, and they will do their best and find a way to provide the rest, the miscellaneous fees, allowances, and everything that I need in my studies. Watching my parents work extra hard every single day and night just to support and finance my studies pushed me to strive harder in order to attain my goals and dreams in life. My main goal was to bring my family out of poverty. So a few days after I graduated in college, I came out of my comfort zone and fearlessly applied for a job that I had no knowledge about. Fortunately, I got hired immediately, not because of my academic grades, background, or skills, but because I was eager to learn. From there, I took the opportunity to learn as much skills as possible, and eventually, I got another good paying job, and I was able to help and financially support my family. It was indeed an achievement unlocked. I know nga dili sayo ang kinabuhi sa estudyante, especially if your parents are struggling financially. I have been in your shoes 13 years ago. Sama ninyo, daghan kong mga pangandoy og tinguha sa kinabuhi. Og wala ko nihunong sa pagpursige hangtod nga ako kini nakapod. Although you still have a long way to go, certainly more challenges will still come your way. However, just stay focused, keep the faith, and always remember that your dream is within reach when you are determined and committed. And never forget to ask wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Lord. And lastly, I'd like to leave you, young learners, some piece of advice in order to be happier and successful students. First, do not take your parents for granted. Your parents may nag you, and you may feel as if they don't understand you, but they love you unconditionally, so appreciate them as often as you can. Second, getting a bad grade is not the end of the world. In a few years, you won't even remember most of your grades. If you get a bad grade, learn from your mistakes and prepare better for the next exam. Third, use the internet as a tool for education more than entertainment. The internet can keep you entertained for hours, but spend your screen time on educational websites and videos, because the internet can also make you a far more educated person. Fourth, learn to embrace the challenges rather than avoid them. Choose to see challenges as fun opportunities to learn. Even if you can't overcome the challenge, you would have still grown as a person. And fifth, focus on progress, not perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect student. After all, we're flawed human beings. If you aim to achieve perfection, you will be disappointed, and you may lose motivation. On the other hand, if you focus on progress, you will realize that getting better is its own reward. This is the key to being an effective, fulfilled student. So, to our dear graduating students of Magsulay Elementary School, I congratulate you on your successful graduation. You are the living proof that education can continue in the midst of a pandemic. May God bless you richly in all your endeavors, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lovelyn De Leon, for your very heartwarming message that truly inspires our graduates and our viewers. Thank you for always being there for Magsulay Elementary School. You're just one shot away, and we owe you for that. Moving on, let us hear the words of gratitude from Angel May M. Tano, with honors.
Our very motherly Schools Division Superintendent, Madam Lilani T. Cabrera, Dr. Sixtori Kiji Ausan, our smart and very supportive PSTS District 5, young and active OIC of Magsulay Elementary School, Mr. Ruem S. Maglangit, our gorgeous keynote speaker, Mrs. Lovelyn B. De Leon, teaching force of Magsulay Elementary School, PTA and barangay officials headed by our very supportive barangay captain, Honorable Nicolas D. Aragon, proud parents, my dear classmates, ladies and friends who are watching us today, a pleasant afternoon to all of us. This school year 2020-2021 is a very challenging to all of us. It also brought us anxiety and sadness because we hadn't seen our dear teachers and classmates whom we so much miss. This pandemic hinders us from doing so many things we love so much, especially going to school, playing and laughing with our friends, learning in our group activities and discussions. But we have no other choice than to adapt to this new normal situation and strictly follow the health protocols. But COVID-19 can stop our eagerness to learn and have quality education through module distant learning. And I would like to grab this opportunity to thank all the people who helped and supported us throughout this tough journey. First and foremost, thank you so much to the unconditional love and support of our parents and family who, who never leave our side and always there to guide us in answering our modules and completing all our tasks. To our dear teachers who never give up on us, tried their best to provide all our needs, like printing modules and other instructional materials, always willing to give us encouraging words through text, calls, and chats. Thank you very much. Most of all, to our Almighty Father, who never failed to bless us with good health, heavenly wisdom, and a gift of life and family. Fellow graduates, let us not give up on our dreams. Let's take this new normal situation as a big challenge to all of us. Let us not lose hope that someday everything will make perfect sense. As for now, let us laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, learn from our experience, and keep praying and believing that someday all will be back to normal again. We all know that everything happens for a reason, and as what our graduation song says, there's always miracle when we believe. So let's always believe that success always lies behind the shadow of obstacles and difficulties. Thank you so much and God bless us all.
Good job, Angel May, and keep up the good works. Now we will have the Pledge of the Graduates to be led by Jacinth James P. Igonia.
Fellow graduate, please raise your right hand and let us recite the Pledge of the Graduates. I do solemnly pledge that as a graduate of Magsulay Elementary School, I try to live up to the honor and standard of excellence of my alma mater, Magsulay Elementary School, to love the things that elevate the minds and strengthen the character, and to be always on the side of freedom and justice, in the service of our country, our people, and to our God. So help me God.
Ladies and friends, the graduation song of the Magsulay Elementary School graduates, Batch 2020-2021, entitled When You Believe.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Oh, yes, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will when you believe.
At this juncture, let us hear an inspirational message from our very supportive Barangay Captain in Barangay Nara, Honorable Nicolas D. Aragon.
Akong pagyukbo sa atong Division Superintendent, Madam Lailani Cabrera, sa atong maabtikon nga District Supervisor, Sir Ricky Ausan, sa tanang faculty ug school officials, mga estudyante, ginikanan, maayong hapon kaninyong tanan. First and foremost, gusto na ko i-congratulate ang atong mga learners karon nga nakaabante na usab ug usa ka ang paingon sa ilang mga damgo. Karong tuiga gihagit kita sa pandemya apan sa pagpaningkamot sa tanan nga nagkahiusa, school teachers, ginikanan, atong mga city officials, pinanguluan sa atong mayor, sa city councils, ug usab sa atong congressman, usap sa mga barangay officials, kita nakabatok ni ining pandemya nga nihagit karon kanato. Usa kini kakamatuoran nga bisag unsa pa nga mga hagit ang moabot kanato ug kita magkahiusa kini ato gayud nga kita magmalampuson.
Thank you so much, Honorable Nicolas D. Aragon, for that very inspiring message. And now will be the recognition of the deserving and outstanding pupils from SPED to Grade 5.
These are the deserving pupils from Grade 1 to Grade 5. Grade 1 Outstanding Awardees. Grade 1 Masayahin, under the advisory of Mrs. Marilona P. Malinaw. With honors, Arc Riven E. Bulisik, Jane Rica Faith E. Benitez, Precious Eve Timbangan, Earl Jude L. Tirania, Jurian M. Patrice, Justin Poe T. Balos, and Rimar C. Truncao. Grade 1 Machiga, under the advisory of Mrs. Michelle P. Igonia. With honors, Kathnice Claire B. Delphine, Avi B. Bogado, and Rhineshine Amorganda. Grade 2 Outstanding Awardees. Grade 2 Mabait, under the advisory of Mrs. Mirelowin B. Datuon. With honors, Jasmine C. Aguilar, Francine K. P. Malinaw, Rachel M. Lapinig, Fabian Kate M. Quitos, and Shaina May Sastre. Grade 2 Masigasi, under the advisory of Mrs. Rosalia C. Morados. With honors, Margot A. Crack, Zoriel May R. Tinido, Jamel M. Sastri, and Janelle A. Edalia. Grade 3 Outstanding Awardees. Grade 3 Magalang, under the advisory of Mrs. Karen Joy J. Maglangit. With honors, Cleangel T. Selva and Madeline De La Cruz. Grade 3 Matulungin, under the advisory of Mrs. Jemarie P. Pacania. With honors, Jaira Blas I. Canoy and Elia Jane T. Kuranag. Grade 4 Outstanding Pupils. Grade 4 Masino, under the advisory of Mrs. Evelyn Joy T. Maglinaw. With honors, Brendan Barl M. Aragon, John Ezekiel O. Cumbite, and Catherine Jane L. Tirania. Grade 4 Malikain, under the advisory of Mrs. Maria Christine Karen R. Sanchez. With honors, John Paul M. Lalas, Vea D. Orelan, Precious Leon May D. Bahas, and Regen C. Cardona. Grade 5 Outstanding Pupils, under the advisory of Mrs. Grace P. Bueno and Arnel Bulisig. With honors, Jefford B. Bayot, Rhea Jane B. Sige, Irish Jade I. Canoy,
Bornales Angelica B.
and Lovely Joy P. Malinaw. SPED class, under the advisory of Mrs. Susan C. Aragon. Best in Arts and Craft, Cherry A. Gumelia. Conduct awardees goes to Edgar A. Guarciano and Roslyn A. Luyas. Thank you and congratulations, kids. Keep up the good work.
Once again, congratulations to all graduates, completers, and achievers of Magsulay Elementary School for the school year 2020-2021. Thank you also to our very supportive parents and stakeholders. We, the Magsulay Elementary School teaching force, will always try our very best to give your children quality education amid this COVID-19 pandemic. Soar high, Magsulay! Thank you so much everyone for watching, and don't forget to like this video. This is your virtual host, Young's Cherilyn Balasabas Delphine, now signing off. God bless everyone.